Let's return now to Andrew Clennell and an important crystal ball ahead of budget week and that surplus you reported last week. It's going to happen.
Yeah, going okay on the crystal balls, Kieran. So a budget surplus for 22-23 will be announced on Tuesday night. There will also be a modest increase in JobSeeker, as I said at the top of the show. I had a figure of up to $40 a week. I was told yesterday that's too high. So I think it might be around $40 a fortnight. We'll see. And I expect eligibility for the single parent's pension to be increased to around the age of 13 or 14 for your youngest child. And the Treasurer has also flagged money for clean energy, so stay tuned for that. And we know there will be relief for small business and those on lower incomes in terms of electricity bill rebates. The Treasurer just told Kieran about that. 5.5 million households, I think he said, a million small businesses. And different, as we've been reporting for a while, Kieran, different rates in different states because he had to strike an agreement with each state and territory. We know in New South Wales, for example, it'll be $630 a year for households and around $400, I think, for small businesses. Might be the other way around, actually. I also expect a much smaller deficit for 23-24 than was originally forecast.
Yeah, OK. That's going to be interesting to see, or if they can even jag a surplus again. We'll see. But Stuart Robert, good friends with Scott Morrison. Scott Morrison is, you know, you've been saying for months that he's going to go and he's going to have a job lined up. I just wonder, will they coordinate this, Andrew?
Well, if they do, they won't be admitting it, but yet do have to wonder, although they haven't been as close in recent times, Kieran. Despite Stuart Roberts' retirement, I'm not expecting a retirement announcement by Scott Morrison this budget week, as has been speculated. But with the speculation he's landed an overseas job around Parliament, it cannot be too long before the former PM calls time on his parliamentary career. I do note Stuart Roberts said he'd retire in coming weeks. He didn't say he'd retire immediately. So could we have a Super Saturday by-election weekend in July?
Yeah, good point. And Peter Dutton, as much as this is a big week for Jim Chalmers, for a Liberal Party that's been struggling, a very important set-piece event for the opposition leader.
Yeah, I think it is too. It's a moment for Peter Dutton, with Liberals hoping for big things from his budget reply speech. There will be an obvious cost of living focus in there. You don't have to have a crystal ball to know that. It's a 30 points up on everything else in the polls is the most important issue, I'm told. Just how big he will go on new policy will depend on what Jim Chalmers delivers on Tuesday night, I've been told, Kieran.
Now, you'll be back in Canberra tomorrow for the sitting week, for the budget day on Tuesday. Also returning in the next 24 hours, the Prime Minister, after a series of commitments, including his attendance at the coronation. I think he will be keen to get back and be part of this sales pitch for the budget and try and get the focus back on the battles around the kitchen table, people struggling with cost of living and so on.
He will, but there's no shortage for the jet lag for the Prime Minister, Kieran, because he's got to go to Japan for the G7 and then he's got the Quad meeting back here. At least that one's here. So still some international travel to come, but day after budget we know is usually a day for him to contribute to the sell job.